A question I get a lot from parents is how much should my child be training with the soccer ball at home? It's a very difficult question to answer because the answer is different for every single player based on age, competitive level, but most importantly, just the kid themselves. There's no right answer to this. There's only a right answer for each individual person. The right answer might be they shouldn't be training much at all at home. Others should be training as often as possible. It really all depends on the child and kind of what they're trying to get out of the game and what their goals are for the game. For example, my daughter currently plays, and she really just likes going to the practices and going to games and doesn't have much of interest to be around the ball outside of that, and that's fine. And I would never push her to work with the ball at home. If her desire changes and her goals change, then I would help encourage her more and give her the tools needed to kind of definitely practice more at home. But it's not something that I would ever kind of force for her. With that said, if you're a player who has goals that you want to achieve on the field, you recognize areas of your game that you need to improve on, and you want to improve on it, then the answer is yes, there needs to be time dedicated at home to work on the ball. Especially because a lot of those areas are things that you're not going to get a ton of opportunity in practice to work on. For example, if I'm a player and I really need to work on my finishing, if your team practices twice a week or maybe even 3 times a week, even if the session itself, maybe one of them is dedicated to finishing, how many times are you going to actually get the chance to finish or strike the ball? Maybe a few, depending on the format and structure of the practice, but it probably is not going to be enough repetition to really make a big impact on your game. So part of a player's responsibility is if there's things they want to work on, they need to take those on and work on them at home. Whether it's finishing, work on the weak foot, their ability to pass over distance. These are some areas of the game that that aren't as you won't get as enough repetition within a training session to really make a big impact on your level in those areas. Maybe you want to understand the game better, understand your positioning, understand the tactics of the game and the flow of the game. You want to become more of a student and have a better understanding. The best way to do that is spend time watching the game at home, watching YouTube videos of different coaches breaking down games and talking about different players and positions. There's so many things you can do to improve all those different types of areas of game. It could be just your fitness. You need to begin have more endurance, more strength, more flexible, to help you be more effective on the soccer field. So there's a lot of things that players can be doing at home, but how much they should be doing, again, is a very personal answer, and it all depends on what they want to achieve. And I always tell players this: whatever your goals are, make sure that the amount of effort you want to put in lines up, or you're just going to wind up disappointing yourself. So I meet a lot of players that want this and wish this when it comes to playing time or position or being able to do something. And the simple fact is they just have to make the choice to do more on their own. But there's plenty of players out there that, might not practice all at home, and that's fine. And their relationship with the game, going to practice, being with the team and playing games and being able to play at the level they can is what makes them happy. And that's perfectly fine as well. So if you're a parent, thinking about that, or asking yourself that question, that how much my child should be doing at home, have those conversations with your coaches, have those conversations with your child, and see kind of where their interests and goals lie, and that will tell you a lot about how much they should or maybe shouldn't be doing at home with the soccer ball on their own.